Welcome to the English Mystic Podcast. I'm your host, English Mystic, Dragon Shaman, Spirit Whisperer, and Mr. Explorer of all things seen and unseen. You're tuning in to a very special series honouring the epic Dragon Thunder Summit 2025, a worldwide gathering of visionaries, dragon channels, energy workers and soul-shifting guides. The summit brought together 36 incredible speakers from across the world, each sharing their unique gifts, wisdom and connection with the dragon realms. In this podcast series, we're diving deep, one episode at a time, into the essence of each speaker, their transmission, their gifts, and all the healing and awakening and dragon connections they've brought forward. To explore more about each speaker or to access the full summit replays, visit www.dragonthunder2025.com. Now breathe deep, call in your dragons, and let's step through the portal together. Our next speaker is Atlantis Wolf, and she's going to talk to us about activating Gaia's crystalline dragon codes to help us remember our divine essence and align with the Earth's sacred evolution. Hello and welcome. Our next speaker is Atlantis Wolf, dragon, medicine woman, shaman, master breathwork facilitator and galactic guide. Atlantis Wolf has helped over 3,000 souls release pain, trauma and emotional blocks through breathwork, drumming, fire and dragon medicine. With roots in civil engineering and heart in the stars, she channels the wisdom of the galactic dragons to guide deep, powerful transformation. Hey, welcome Atlantis Wolf. How are you today?
Thanks, Kev. I'm doing really well today. I'm really excited to be back for the third time at the Dragon Summit, and I love the fact that it's global, it's international. We know that we're drawing people in who are galactic sources and Star Nation people, and obviously we welcome everybody who is sort of aware of that and is not. So thank you so much for having me. I can't believe it's been 3 years. I remember hearing about it, coming up with it, so first off, congratulations to you. It's a monumental calling, and I don't think anybody else could have done it, I'll be honest. I know your background in IT, and I know your big heart, and I believe that there's a reason that it had to be you. I feel like other people would have given up a long time ago, so I just want to say thank you for answering the call, for saying yes, and then continuing to say yes all these years later, and it's really a privilege to be here, so thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much. I received that completely. Yeah, so what wonderful things have you got for today?
So today I have something fun to share that the dragons gave me. And I'll preface it with, we make over 35,000 decisions a day. Somewhere between 30 and 35,000 decisions a day. So I'm going to teach you how to make a decision in 30 seconds or less. Now, if you think about the things you already know how to do, you know how to brush your teeth, you know how to put food in your mouth, you know how to put on clothes, but those are still decisions. What are you going to eat? How much are you going to eat? What are you going to put on? And then it goes on from there. Think about at work. What are you going to say to your boss? What are you going to say to your coworkers? What tone are you going to use? What language are you going to use? How are you going to react to it? These are all decisions we make over and over and over. That number goes up. If you're in a stressful relationship at home, if you are caring for children or aging parents, if you have a stressful work situation, if you don't like your boss doesn't like you, if there's a colleague that's trying to get your job, there's all these different things that increase that number. So when we think, why am I so tired? It's the end of the day. Oh, because I've already made 33,000 decisions, and now I have to decide what to eat for dinner and who to call back that called me during the day. And should I really send that email, or should I just have a bottle of wine and go to bed? Because that's a decision too. And then we have to get up and make 35,000 more decisions. So it's tough. So this is a technique that's a combination of things. So I will tell you who gave it to me and which pieces and things like that. The dragons sort of knitted it all together so that it's something that's easy for you to take in, to learn, something simple. I love simple. I love just being able to teach people things that are easy, that they can practice. And as an intuition teacher, my job is to always be finding new ways to teach. How do you trust yourself? How do you find that answer that's already there? How do you quiet down the noise so that you can hear the dragons talk to you? You can hear their whispers. Sometimes they whisper before they talk, before they roar, before they take things away from you so that you will listen. Now, in the shamanic world, because I'm also a shaman and a shamanic breathwork facilitator, we say, today is a good day to die. And what that means is to let an old story die, an old belief, maybe an old relationship. It is in death. Shamanic death doesn't mean someone has to physically die. It could be the death of a relationship, death of a job, death of circumstances. There could be such a massive shift that it feels like your foundation has washed away. It's in that moment that you're looking for help, you're looking for techniques, you're feeling untethered. What you knew yesterday does not exist today. And you have to rebuild yourself, your identity, what's true and what's not true. And that's a beautiful place to start making decisions. And you want to make them from your heart. Decisions made on love feel expansive. There are many options to success. So, for example, if you feel like it's time to relocate, I live in the United States. I love England. If I said to myself, I live in England and I want it to feel, does that feel expansive? Does that feel opening? I could feel that in my heart. There are many ways for that to be true and possible and successful. I could live in an apartment. I could live with my friend. I could live there 3 months out of the year. I could live in a house. I could live in an Airbnb. I could live on a houseboat. Now, fear, making decisions based on fear, is equally easy because it narrows the field to very, very, very few possibilities. In other words, if I said, I want to live in Woodstock, in a Tudor house, with a garden, with a gate, close to the train, in a community, far away from the road, close to an ice cream shop. There's only one possibility, if one, to be successful. See how you shrank? So you're afraid of opening yourself to possibility. And your heart is always ready to leap into possibility. But your brain and your mind and your logic thinking makes things very, very, very small. So if you're wondering, is this based on fear or love? Just ask yourself, are there many options for success or one? And people do this with friendships and relationships. You know, I want a partner who's these 10,000 things instead of saying, okay, dragons, I want a partner who's good for me. Connect us, intersect our lives, bring us together. Many possibilities for success at that point. So here you are, you're trying to make a decision. Step one, what decision do you want to make? I'll just use the England example because it's easy. So if I say, I live in England it's easy for me to get a yes or a no from my intuition. If I make it complicated and long, it's going to be a little more difficult for my intuition to give me a strong yes or a strong no. So in my 6-month program, I always start with sacred yes, sacred no. I teach people how to ask the more complicated questions later. It's 24 weeks. There's time for everything. But if you're watching this and you say, I don't have intuition, I don't have a strong connection to my intuition, I've never had intuition. If you're in that camp, come here. Auntie Atlantis would like to talk to you. Think about something that you want. It could be chocolate chip cookies. I want chocolate chip cookies. And then put it into a statement that's 5 words or less. I have a chocolate chip cookie. You want to make it positive? You don't want to say, I don't have. You don't want to say, I should have or I could have. Take all of that out. You want to make it a short, positive statement. For me, I could say, I live in England. For you, it could be, I work from home. Maybe you don't like working in the office. Find something that you can say, something that you want, and then state it in 5 words or less to make it a potent spell, to make sure that you're going to get a good, strong yes or no. And take a moment to really think about what you want. Always ask for something that you personally want and would bring you ecstatic happiness. In other words, you don't get to want for someone not to have cancer. You don't get to say, I want my children to prosper. They're on a path and you are on a path. You need to let them have their path, whoever that is, even if you love them dearly with all your heart. This is about you, your happiness, your health, your wealth, your wisdom, your soul journey. Make it about you. Once you have it, take a piece of paper, a blank piece of paper, and write that down. I moved to England on a blank piece of paper and put it down. Then I'm going to clear the energy for you in this recording, which you can watch again because Kevin is amazing at being able to get the recording. But if you do this at home, you want to clear the air. So for example, I just came back from a couples retreat because I do retreats as well as the Intuition Academy. And I bought some lovely sage back from the desert of Sedona from a shop run by 3 ladies that work with the 12 tribes. So this is grown by the Navajo Nation out in the desert. So you can take a little bit of sage to clear out your space. And if you're watching the recording, just bring it in. Just bring in the spirit of sage around you and say, clean and clear, balance and flow. Clean the energy, clear what's not yours, balance what's happening to you right now, and flow. Be like water, flow. When you have your energy clear, you want to use, this is called the havening, Havening, the havening technique. It's a little modified. And this is put together by a doctor who was working with children to help them ease their trauma. So now that you've cleared your energy and you have what you want on your paper, you take your hands and you go your meridian, for people who know their meridians. You're clearing your stomach meridian that starts right at the bottom of the orbital cavity for your eyes. It's right here. And you brush it 3 or 4 times just to calm yourself. Sometimes, maybe in a nervous situation, you feel your stomach come up. You feel it get tight and come up. This calms the stomach meridian. Down 3, 4, 5 times, up to you. And then come up to your forehead and do the same thing from the middle of your forehead and out. Your governing meridian starts right here and comes up. So you are calming all 14 meridians at the same time. Nice and gentle, as many times as you need to feel calm in your third eye. Then you take your hands and put them to the top of your shoulders and bring them down to your elbows and let go. So your top of the shoulders, if you don't have the mobility to reach the top of your shoulders, it's okay. Have the intention. Intend for your hands to be at the top of your shoulders. It's called the acromion, the highest part of your torso. Bring it down to your elbow and back. You'll see that even holding yourself in times of stress is extremely calming. You've got yourself. If nothing else in this moment, you've got yourself, you're holding on to yourself. So you calm down. This is also part of your lung meridian. This will help regulate your breathing if you're hyperventilating. So you calm down your breathing. Now that you've calmed your stomach and your eye, calm your breathing. Then take your hands and turn them towards you and slide them together so that the thumbs lock together. That's palms out, palms facing you. Turn and then slide them together and bring them to your chest. This is K27. This is your grounding meridian that connects you all the way down to your heel, your connection to the earth. And the kidney and the heart are connected to each other. So this is a double calming technique. And then you butterfly, one hand down. And you do this, butterfly, one hand up, one hand down, and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth 3 times. If you can't do both at the same time, just hold yourself and breathe 3 times. Pause. Breathe in what you need. Breathe out what you don't need. Pause. Breathe in love. You are loved, loving, and lovable. And breathe out love. And now, look at your statement that you wrote down on your paper. I live in England. Look at the statement while you're holding on here. And notice if you move forward or back. If you can't feel one way or the other, close your eyes. Imagine the paper is there and feel yourself. Do you move forward or do you move back? If you're feeling nothing, do this again while you're standing up to really have that sense of coming back and forth. If you're still feeling nothing, you can't fool a teacher. A teacher has many ways to teach. Stand and come up on the ball of your feet so that you just have a little bit of contact with the ground. Bare feet, a little bit of contact. Come up and then see, do you want to tip forward or do you want to tip back? Disclaimer, if you fall, I didn't tell you to do that. Now, if you moved forward, that's yes. Yes. Your intuition is giving you the message. The dragons are with you. Everything says move forward. So think of it as moving forward into your future or moving back into your past. If you're moving forward into your future with whatever you just said, that's your yes. That is the wind in your sails. That is the dragons under your wings. That is you fully engaged. That is a yes. Go. Don't ask any questions right now. If you got a yes, it's time to act. Even if you have to walk away from everything else, you are cared for, you are carried, you are loved. It will be better than you could possibly imagine. Detach from the outcome. If you're too attached, Take that piece of paper, fold it up, put it somewhere so you can't even see the words. You can just feel the energy coming towards you or against you. If it's a no, it's all right. Maybe it's not your time. Maybe you're not ready. And maybe you're making a decision with your head instead of your heart. And what that looks like is the market is high. I should sell my house and I should make a lot of money. Bad reason to make a decision just based on money. I should take this job because I make $2 an hour more instead of this job that's going to help homeless people. And I love homeless people because I was homeless. Wrong answer. It's not the money. It's not the illusion of safety. There is nowhere safe to live. There is nowhere safe to be. There is no perfect job. There is no perfect spouse. You're going to get what you need, and you've got to trust the process. Otherwise, you will suffer. And suffering, as the Buddha told us, is optional. Go for the ride. Let go of the reins. Let go of the control. It's going to be better than you can possibly imagine. And hit me up. I have tons of stories where I just said, okay, I'm going to go with spirit. I'm going to go with intuition. I'm going to get on the back of the dragon and I'm going to go for a ride. There are so many things that have happened to me in so many remarkable ways. It's not possible for me to have imagined them. Only the forces of the universe, only my ancestors and my angel guides and my dragons could have ever placed me in such a perfect, wonderful, remarkable place to be. Never just me. I'm just one fleck, one spark of the divine. What you want is one itty bitty thing. The universe is infinite. There's something that they want for you, that they are trying to guide you into. And it's going to be better because you're thinking small human wants, and they're thinking big cosmic galactic soul experiences. It's up to you. Now, a lot of times people don't know what they want, which is why I created that 6-month program, because somebody said, I don't know what I want. I don't feel like I could want anything, even when I give them the ultimate question with infinite money, time, support, and resources. What would you do? That puts you into the soul where you understand lifetimes, opportunities, infinity, which is why I named my company Infinity Flow. Infinity opens up possibility. If you had an infinite amount of time, what would you do? It always leads to service. If our sacral needs were cared for, if we had food and housing and shelter and our house was paid off and our car was paid off, inevitably we would help each other. We would help each other with a problem that we have lived through. That's why we had those experiences, so that we can turn around, walk back down the path with other people who are going through that experience now. I attract people who have low self-confidence, who have been on a weight loss journey, who have lost everything, who have been through parenting and motherhood issues, who are divorced, who are all the things that I've ever done. I had 2 kids. I adopted 2 kids. I got divorced. I had to file bankruptcy and rebuild my whole life from scratch. I lost 85 pounds 23 years ago. I've been through a lot of stuff. I lost a parent, which is how I came to work with Archangel Gabriel, and then Michael, and then Raphael. I had a feeling of isolation and loneliness, which is how I found my dragon, who just looked down at me and smiled with 10,000 teeth. and said, "What about me? You still have me, your oldest friend." But I could never have imagined the outcomes of having my own wellness center, of running a 6-month Intuition Academy program, of going to Egypt for free for 2 weeks, of being in the temple at Giza leading a sound bath for 30 people with the golden dragon of Atlantis coming down and swirling into the pyramid and sending it out into the equinox. We're so small that all we need to do is surrender and our lives become bigger, more meaningful. When we give up our ego, when we give up the small thing that we want, when our needs have been cared for, we become vessels of peace, of power, of bravery. We surrender to something bigger than us. We are subsumed into a larger arc of the cosmic wheel. It's also a lot more fun, I'll be honest. And you meet better people. Way better people. So as you're pondering, I would invite you, when you're pondering what you want and what is happening in the world right now, the world's a dumpster fire everywhere. I want you to think about pondering the orb. This is a phrase you'll hear a lot, and you probably have seen dragons with an orb. This orb happens to be obsidian, and it's a very special piece of obsidian with silver inclusions that came from Teotihuacan, Mexico, from my friend Alberto. When I said, I need a special orb of obsidian for my healing studio, I needed to ground people in their physical body so that they can shift and change safely. He said, this one. Give them this one. I said, okay. Now, when something happens to you, you can say, my boss hates me. My boss gave me a terrible schedule with terrible people, moved my desk, and everything else. Okay. Put that into the orb and hold it in front of you and say, yeah, all those things happened. What else is true? This is not binary. This is not yes or no. This is what else is true? What else is true is I actually don't like this job and I don't like this place and I wish I lived in North Carolina. Oh, so your boss is doing a spectacular job of irritating you, of bothering you, of pushing you to a place that's better for you. That's also true. When you ponder something the way that you ponder an orb, you keep asking, what else is true? What else is true? What else is true? You're going to get the shadow and the light, and you're going to start to see things as they are. And that is a story. The story is, my boss hates me. The story is, I felt like it was time for me to do something adventurous once in my life before it was too late. What's your story? Do you want to change your story? Change your viewpoint. Do you want to make it personal? Everybody hates me. Nothing works out for me. Or do you want to say, what else is true? I've never really taken a hold of my own life. I've let other people tell me who I am. I think I'm going to spend the day taking apart the beliefs, just like taking off clothes. Like, is this what I really believe? Let me take it off. Let me put it back on. Let me try that again. Do I believe that about myself? You're a terrible singer. Do I believe that? No. Somebody told me that and I stopped singing. I wonder why. Maybe because they can't sing and they were jealous. Maybe it didn't work out for them and they were having a day. I don't know. But I know that it's up to me because this is my story. I'm in charge of this. I can live on any part of the story, and I can change it at any moment. So I invite you to make decisions from love, to look at your stories, your beliefs, to turn them over and say, what else is true? Expand the possibilities of who you are. Open your dragon wings, find other dragons. They're always going to move you to a place of sovereignty, of personal power, and soul experiences. Your job is to go for the ride. Or not, you could stay small. Earth is free will university. I'm not here to tell you to do anything yes or no. It's always free will. But I will tell you what can happen to you when you go with the flow, go for the ride, find other people who are into dragons, possibility, stars, is that your life will open up in ways that are incredible and magical. And what you want is so easy because now you're aligned with your own power. The universe wants you to be happy. If you're happy complaining, they'll give you things to complain about. If you're the person who's ready to take flight, to jump off and say, what's possible? Go for it. You can always come back home. You can always make another decision. You can always course correct, but you'll never regret jumping in and saying, yes, I want to be surprised. So if you're interested in the 6-month Academy program, if you're interested in retreats around the world, I'll be in England in September 15 to 19, women's retreat. Sorry, Kev. One day I might make it co-ed. But every year in September, I go to Oxfordshire and do a women's retreat. You're welcome to come to that as well. There's still 3 spaces open. And because I love Kev and because I'm very fond of the dragon community, anyone who fills out the connection form, I have a little Google form. So instead of sending you a calendar link, I'm going to drop a form. Kev's going to help me. All I need is your name, phone, email, and then tell me how you want me to reach out to you so we can set up a connection. We could do a call, could do a Zoom call, whatever you want. And then just let me know what you want to talk about. Dragons, breathwork, retreats, intuition. Very simple form. Boop, 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 send. I will personally reach out to you. I'm all about the personal touch. I'm not going to send you a link. I'm going to reach out to you. I don't have a VA. I'm going to reach out to you. It's me reaching out to you. You tell me email or phone, WhatsApp, whatever you want to do. Drop that in there. Anybody who fills out the form, I'm going to put into a pool. I'm going to pick 3 people. I have a secret dragon mystic meditation group. It's closed to the public. It is not advertised anywhere. You won't find it because it's secret. It's curated. It's people who are not only familiar with dragon energy, but they live it. We meditate with it. We see each other in the meditations. So out of the pool of people who fill out this form between the Dragon Thunder Summit and a week later, just to give people time to see this recording, I'll pick 3 people and invite them to be in the next meditation meeting. It's always Sundays, afternoon in the US, early evening in the UK. And you can come and be part of the group and feel what it feels like to be gathered around a fire in a sanctuary space with elders, people who've been meditating. We've been meditating over a year together, and to feel the warmth and the community of that safe space. So that's my offering to everyone who's listening. Shout out to Macrodusa. I do have my lapis lazuli dragon. This is Nyx, NYX, the night dragon. And this, if you go to Instagram and look up Macrodusa, like macrame and Medusa, she does beautiful dragon work. I highly recommend her. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the Dragon Thunder Summit. I'm Atlantis Wolf, and I believe in you.
Thank you for journeying with us today on the English Mystic Podcast, Dragon Thunder Summit 2025 edition. This is just one voice, one frequency in a greater dragon symphony, each echoing across the earth right now. If you felt the stir in your heart, if you heard a whisper from your dragon allies, then the work is beginning. Be sure to explore all 36 epic speakers and their transmissions by heading over to the website www.dragonthunder2025.com, where the portal is open. Until next time, walk boldly with your dragons, speak your truth like fire, and may your path be guided by the ancient winds. Stay mystical, stay wild, stay dragon aligned. This is the English Mystic. See you next time.
In the realm where spirits dance, where dragons soar with fiery glance, a song of power, strength untold, for human hearts, for young and old. Wings that span the starry night, scales that gleam with ancient light. Dragons rise, guardians bold, tales of healing, tales untold. Almighty ones, wise and grand, protectors of this sacred land. With breath of fire, a timeless art, they heal and mend each wounded heart. Through shadows deep and forests wide, they guide us with a noble stride. In the dance of life, a sacred chance to heed the call of dragon trance. Scale by scale, a shield they weave. In the moonlit night, their magic breathe. Whispers of protection, strong and true. In the realm where dreams come through. So gather round, O kin of earth. Let the dragon's melody give birth to healing streams and fiery light, as we journey through the shaman's night. O dragons, ancient and divine, your friendship like the stars will shine. In the tapestry of life, a song we weave with spirits, dragons, hearts believe.